Welcome to WholeCEO with Lisa G. I'm the best-selling author of the Boss Weight Loss. I'm bringing you the top tips to be unstoppable. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to actually pull up a chair with today's top experts in mindset, weight loss, business, and more. Learn our top tips so that you can have more energy, be fit and resilient, feel unstoppable, unshakable, and unbreakable. He's a wealth strategist, master retirement planner, keynote speaker, high performance coach, agency builder, business acceleration strategist, investor, cryptocurrency, and author of the international best-selling book, Work Like an Immigrant. He's also the host of the Carlos Inspire Show and movement maker on a mission to make poverty history. Just a few of his superpowers are earning and growing money tax-free, which we're going to dive into. And he's mentored CEOs, startup Fortune 100 companies. And I want to just jump into the content first. Welcome to the podcast, Carlos Siqueira.
What's up, Lisa? It's my pleasure, my friend, being here. I'm very excited.
I have
no idea who is this guy that you want to announce.
No, this is a guy, you guys. I've been following you for a while on LinkedIn, so I'm just so thrilled. I love your energy, all the content you're putting out. Let's jump into the content right now. How can we achieve a relentless mindset?
Oh, my friend, I love talking about those things. Lisa, I wish a long time ago I had somebody that would speak life into me when I was in darkness. I seen darkness more often than most people. My father died in a car explosion. I was a baby.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my stepfather was murdered.
Wow.
Yeah, I mentored quite a few CEOs and celebrities and athletes in my lifetime. I've done a lot of work with a lot of influencers around the world that speak a few languages. And I always used to joke with them. I was tortured as a little boy and been abused and seen my mom's being abused and tortured. So whenever I see them complaining or whining or inviting people to their pity party parade, I tell them, I grab my phone and I say, do not make me call the Black Widow.
Oh my God.
They used to call my mom a viúva negra, the Black Widow.
Black Widow.
I used to be tormented as a kid and bullied by. And eventually, my mom and then my grandma, that I also call mom, tells me, hey, son, é melhor sorrir do que chorar. It's better to laugh instead of crying.
Yes, I love that. But your story really touched me. That's why I reached out to you. I was watching your post on LinkedIn. I'm like, when you see people that think they have problems, and then I hear your background, there's a perspective there.
It's that's why I love this relentless mindset, because at the end of the day, it's going to be times in our life, like you guys watching us now and listening to us, you might be going through some darkness. Some of you might be like me and been adopted by darkness, and some of you don't know how to overcome that darkness. But I want you to know, my friend, that if you think it's the end, it's not the end. I want you to know that it's always going to be a light at the end of the tunnel when you stay focused and you just stop worrying about other people's opinion of you. You stop worrying about what they're going to say. You master how to say no to people without explaining it, because it's such a peaceful thing when you master how to say no without having to explain yourself. Even if they get upset at you or pissed off, guess what? You got to have boundaries.
Right.
They don't like your boundaries, guess what? It's their loss, not yours. Let go them deal with their pity party parade and their problems. Right now, you have your own problems. I preach and I speak for years, listen, I always tell people, instead of us worrying about and fighting and arguing about our political or religious beliefs, let's worry and focus about our house first before we argue about what's happening in the White House. Right. Because you see, nobody want to peel those layers off the onion. And that's the greatest learning life. When we look in the mirror and you would go, okay, this is the problem. What is the problem is, you're not making enough calls. You're not consistently doing the daily posts, doing the videos, doing the podcast, uploading, training your sales team. Are we going to that conscious blaming mode?
Right.
You just gotta put yourself out there. You gotta look the devil in the eyes and say, I'm coming from you. Even when they whisper, you guys probably hear somebody saying this out there. I bet you they stolen from the Bible. You cannot withstand the storm. And then you reply, I am the storm, God damn it. So it's about facing it. Like, it's crazy. Like, I would sell bread as a 7-year-old little boy to help my mom. And on their way back home, so now imagine an empty basket on a beat up bicycle and this chubby little boy and the bicycle making the noise, yanking, yanking, yanking. And out of nowhere, gangster shows up with guns in your face. I see that you have an empty basket, little kid. Give me the money.
Oh, gosh.
You know what I mean? And gunpoint is a 7 years old. That was all that I knew as a child. There was violence. It was abuse. It was tormenting. It was murder. I turned out the TV, Brazil, very corrupted country back in the day.
Yeah.
What a mess that we are creating there. So I tell people that I didn't have a choice but to sell that bread. Whatever is that thing right now, when you just don't give yourself a choice, just draw a line in the sand and say, you know what? I'm going to have to face those gangsters every day coming home from work with the empty basket. Even if I change, I go to different roads, it's just they're going to be out there. But I knew deep inside, Lisa, because I made a promise that I plan on keeping. A lot of my friends that sold alongside me on the streets, they were murdered.
Right.
And they're no longer here. But at the end of the day, after we were done selling our stuff, we'll regroup, we'll get together. And we always said, you know what? Whoever leaves the hood, we will make a difference.
Right.
We'll make an impact. We'll draw a line in the sand that we're not going to care what nobody else says about me, how I look, what I do, if I change careers, if I leave town. Sometimes you're going to have to leave every single thing behind you and start new.
You are the storm too. I love that. I love your story. I love how you are the storm. And I love, there's so much impact in just the first few sentences about boundaries and how people will respect you more when you show up and you say no to stuff.
No, yeah, it's important, because, that promise and that's why I always tell people, never make promises that you can keep. Because we did say, whoever leaves the hood, we're going to come back. We're going to make an impact. We're going to help others. And when you do help others, like become the go-to person in your town. See, you only need to know 30% more than the next person. And you become the go-to person, whatever you do in life. You're a coach, you're a speaker, you sell cars, you sell insurance, you are a banker, you sell meat, whatever you do, become the best person in town. Bring the joy, no matter what. Just bring the happiness. Practice gratitude every single day. Live below your means. And because when you do show up without expecting nothing in return, I promise you, so much magic in that. Back in the day, I wanted to become one of the most powerful speakers in the world. So I practiced speaking. I wasn't like this. And I would go around town and I would tell people, let me come in and speak for free for your employees. Let me come in and speak for free for your team. I remember back in the day going to Silicon Valley meetups. I'm in California for the last 20 years. And I'll go to all the meetups in Palo Alto, Mountain View, San Jose, San Francisco. And I would connect with all those guys from Silicon Valley. I'll give them my numbers. And I say, let me come in. I'll speak for free. Whatever you charge, And then you come in and you mind blow them. Give to them like as if they will be paying you money.
Right.
Give them
value. You're adding value, leading with value, and you're standing for something by saying no to some things and relentless mindset. Like, so there's first world problems and there's real problems, and we've all been through so much, and that's why I launched this podcast to help people bounce back better. And I love the silver linings with the relentless mindset. I want to just change the topic a little bit to another thing I know you're passionate about, which is wealth creation. What are the secrets to wealth creation they don't want you to know?
You see, guys, there's a lot of things out there that the system, the governments, the banks, the money managers, the financial advisors, they don't want you to know, because if you do learn those things, you won't be following the things that they are doing. I often preach, I've been speaking around the world for quite a few decades, and I always tell people, don't do what the gurus in the system are telling you to do. Do what they are doing.
Oh.
Because you see, somebody that you guys may know and heard about, Albert Einstein, talk about the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. Compound interest is powerful. But you know what the great eighth wonder of the world is? Is tax-free compound interest.
Ooh.
Did you guys know if you double a dollar 20 times, and don't pay taxes, you end up with over $1 million? And if you double the same dollar 20 times and you pay 33% capital tax gains, you end up with $28,000. So which you guys would have ever had?
1 million. I'd rather have $1 million.
You know what I mean? And right now, the things that they are being taught, go get a 401k, get a mutual fund and stocks and this and that and a Roth IRA and blah, blah, blah. That's the $28,000. They don't want you to know the $1 million. They don't want you to know. I normally mind blown, tax attorneys and money people all the time, as I've done a lot of speak over the years for money people.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, if you got a piece of paper and if you fold it, that piece of paper, try to fold it 48 times, you won't be able to do it, physically speaking. But if you would be able to fold that piece of paper 48 times, guess what would happen? When I ask that question, to very intelligent people, they're like, 20 inches, 100 inches, 500. Once in a while, you hear somebody say half a mile, and people look at them, you are insane. But actually, do you know if you're able to physically fold this 48 times, you will get 93 million miles thick, the distance from here to the sun, just by folding that.
Wow.
If you do fold that one more time to 49 and 50, it's the distance from here to the sun and back. So that is power in tax-free compounding. But they don't want you to know, because if you do understand, now you're not going to be paying taxes by growing your money tax-free and protecting your money tax-free, like the 13 families that control all the money in the planet, that has 90% of all the wealth in the world, and what they are doing. Because if you start doing what they are doing, now guess what? There's not going to be enough taxes going into the governments. The banks is going to be very angry, because I will teach you how to become the bank, and you don't have to pay me $20,000 an hour like my billionaire friends pay to their tax attorneys. And I show you how you can become the bank yourself. So when you die, that wealth transfers to your family. As you are alive, you can enjoy that money, access that money tax-free, grow that money tax-free. And it doesn't matter who's running the White House. They can destroy the entire country. Your money is protected 100%, no matter what. So you see, they don't want you to learn those things.
No,
so that is just, it's like I can teach this for days and days and days. Lisa, I'm very passionate about, because once upon a time, I was very poor. I only went on rice for like 90 days at a time. And I remember being grateful for that. I remember having my mother make a little bit more rice, and I would go to the streets and I would have my friends come over and eat rice, because they didn't even have rice.
Wow.
They were gonna die if they didn't eat that. And I remember talking about going above and beyond and adding value. Even when I was a kid, I want you guys, you are a creative being. I want you guys to really be creative, and then don't worry about what people are going to say, and just record the stuff. Because what I would do, as we were eating the rice, Lisa, I would have them close your eyes. I know that they were suffering. They would sleep on the streets. Some of them don't have any parents. They were being abused and molested and all this shit. And I would have them, I showed up with the rice, and I bought the energy. I bought the love. And even though, because it shifted me from like, I just have rice, to my friends that they don't even have the freaking rice. And then as I bought that plate of rice, I'll have them close their eyes and I would say, now imagine your favorite Disney character and you are outside Disneyland or whatever is your favorite theme park in the world is. But let's just say that is Disneyland. And now you imagine your favorite character there as you are eating the rice saying, and I would make sounds. I learned how to do sounds with my voice. So it would help me with my depression and anxiety and fear that I was facing as a kid, to the point of not even wanting to be here anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you guys wrote that famous letter, if you ever considered, suicide or ending your life, I want you guys to, before you ever do that, give me a call. Send me a DM on social media. Because I know the feeling. I've been there as a child. And I also know that when we reframe that problem as not being a problem, it's just God challenging us, because He will never put us through something if He doesn't think we can handle it. And I promise you, my friends, that it doesn't take much. It's not hard to make money. It's all mindset. That's why I teach money and mindset. Right now, literally, you can go on the streets. If you guys, let's say if you go on TikTok and you go in the middle of the street, I'm going to show you guys something. And you can do something super silly. You can stand on the middle on the street in your town, on the light, have a friend film you. You want to get 3 views organically without spending $1 in advertising. I will share with you guys a few hacks to go viral. I can literally stand there and go, hey, I am not fat, I'm fun size.
I love that.
You do this. It can be anything. Like, it can be something so silly, like I'm sick of Zooms because of COVID. It can be the stupid stuff that you can write on a cardboard. It doesn't have to be nothing on the cardboard. You just sit there and you do this. And you get thousands and thousands of views by doing a video for 5, 10, 20 seconds. And then you add a very calming sound to it. And you just do that because why? It's disruptive. People not knowing. If people that know you, they're gonna be like, what is he doing on that corner? Is he asking for money? Is he's like raising money? Did somebody die? Are they raising money for the car wash or for whatever? You know what I mean? The mind, you get the mind to be curious. A curious mind, they're gonna stop clicking. Remember, you guys are competing against somebody's wedding and birthday. So you have to be creative. You gotta ask yourself a question. Whoever's your avatar is, are you in sales? You wanna sell more people? Ask yourself, what are keeping them awake in the night?
Yes.
What are their silent Q&As? What is it disturbing them? Are you a health coach? Okay, great. I'm overweight. I'm fat. The pants is not filling. So guess what? You ask yourself, you look in the camera, you overweight too, huh? Yep, I hate that. I cannot fit on my pants. It sucks. My knees hurt. My back hurts. Guess what? I was able to overcome that. Let me show you how. Click here or send me a DM. How hard is to do that? You're talking to the camera about the pain that's keeping them awake in the night.
Yeah.
So whoever your avatar is, you sell car.
I love that. You're
the doorknob.
disruptor.
It's not working, whatever, right? You're trying to push the window. You can have somebody record and you're trying to lift your glass window up. Yep, the car is old. Nothing works. It makes noise. Are you looking for a new car? It's like, you see, I'm coming up with this shit on the fly, right? Because it's not that hard. Like, are you broke? Are you looking for a job? Like, DM me, because there was a few people like you that DM me and I taught them for free when I used to charge $50,000 to mentor people. Are you hungry? I will mentor you for free. Show me that you are hungry and I will help you. So you know what I mean? It's like you look at the camera and you tell them whatever that pain that you solve, and I promise you, I will give you $100 for you guys that will test it. Do a silly video right now downtown in your city with a cardboard, write something silly, and if you don't get like 100 views, you get $100. You know what I mean? It's like,
oh my God, this is pure gold for all you influencers out there. Just don't be afraid to be a disruptor, do something different, talk to the pain. This is like so many value bombs. You mentioned sales. How can we shrink the sales cycle to achieve faster results in our business? Because everything is sales, isn't it?
correct. And that's the thing, right? Whenever we're making money, right? And getting, well, you guys are looking for more followers. So, your goal, don't try to get to 1 million followers, 100,000. All you need 1,000 to 10,000 solid followers.
Real
Because
followers. Yeah.
real followers. Because once you get to 10,000, like myself, for example, on Instagram, and I'm almost at 10,000 on TikTok. So make sure you guys go on TikTok to Carlos Inspire, because guess what happened? Once you get to 10,000, now you're going to unlock the creator tools. So there are tools. Right now, I'll give you guys an intel. Instagram, I'm in Silicon Valley, so I get a lot of intels about social media companies. The Instagram and TikTok are fighting against YouTube to get more video views. So YouTube saw how great TikTok was doing with shorts, 15, 31. So guess what they did?
They roll out shorts, yeah.
They start shorts. So think about it, right? You got to ask, where are the pain? Think about it. Like, how do I think? I used to help Fortune 100 companies. So I would ask myself, where are keeping them awake in the night? And that's how I was able to go and assist Fortune 100 companies, because I would look at their stocks. I see their stocks declining. I already know sales are going down. So I would ask better questions. So when I'm going to those meetups, when I'm reaching out to their HR personnel on social media, let me come in and offer you guys some value. Give me a chance to come in and speak for your team. Let me get on a call with you and let's get a cup of coffee. You know, so you would offer, you do disruptive stuff, because who does that? Nobody does. You know what I mean? People, they're afraid to pick up a phone. They would text, but you go above and beyond. You do things that nobody else would think. I used to always talk about this. It's like, you must do what others don't do, can't do, and will not think of doing. Write that up, guys, because writing is the doing part of thinking. Because when you do those disruptive things, like I'm describing to you guys, holding on to that sign, just have that small goal, 1,000 followers, and then boom, 2,000. Get to your 10,000, because guess what? Instagram pays me almost $1,500 a month just for me to do reels. They give you up to $1,500 a month to do reels, because guess what? They want to compete with TikTok and YouTube. And now TikTok is doing the same thing. They give the creators money. They have money available, fund available to give to creators willing to do silly videos and silly reels. So now imagine you getting 1,000 from Instagram, or 1,000, 1,500 from TikTok and Instagram, whatever number of views you get. Let's say, for example, Instagram gives you up to 1,500. So you start putting 3 reels a day and you watch. If those views start picking up, you get all these free views. And at the end of the month, or whenever that project is done, they give you money. They deposit into your PayPal account.
That's
so
pretty awesome.
You got money to invest back in yourself and your brand and to use for advertising. So you see, but once you understand the social media companies, they multi-billion-dollar companies, they have pain points. So now you understand those things, and that's how you're able to shrink the sales cycle. You start to think disruptively, get it out there, start doing those silly videos. Like, say, for example, I always do this one, like I go on the street and I go, stop giving a F, about what other people think. This one, they get people pumping the horn, and then you get somebody to record you doing it, and you do like a zoom on the person driving the car. It's the coolest thing ever, especially if it's in a red light. And you put that on the video, 15, 30 seconds, and you get hella views, because you're showing the emotional response from that. So, and you see people, because people have nothing to do but scrolling up and down. So now, instead of you being used by social media, you're actually using it to your benefit, to grow your following and your brand and make more money. And now you're able to shrink the sales cycle. Another way to shrink the sales cycle is, if you need to make more money, to connect with influencers like myself and Lisa that have access to things that actually people need. Like, for example, everybody needs, let me think about over here. Everybody needs a website, right? Everybody needs a landing page. So guess what I did? I partner with Groove Funnels, and then I would do something. I go, got Groove? Let's go groovewithcarlos.com. So what I was doing, I was giving people, imagine, giving away 3 free websites, free landing pages, free everything, and no credit card required. Just your name, your last name, and your email address.
So you're building an audience that way.
Correct. And you're giving people for free, because the other big players in this space, they're not willing to give it for free. They want you to put your credit card. They want to do a trial for $10 or $100 a month. So GrooveFunnels started giving it for free. So I became one of their biggest affiliates by just offering that, and that's value. I will go to my clients, to the business owners. Hey, would you like how much you pay for your website? How much you pay for your calendar? How much you pay for your landing pages and your emails and all this integration? Oh, I am paying, $3,000-4,000 a year. How about I'll get you this over here for free? And then if you like it, it was back then, it was $500, $1,000 for a lifetime. So you get all these tools for free for lifetime, which you and I know people are gonna need it anyway later as they grow their
we all
brand.
need landing pages and websites.
You know what I mean? We need calendar, landing pages, and emails, and videos, and vlogs, and blah blah blah. So then, what they did was genius. They disruptive. They shrink the sales cycle by giving all that for free to people to try it first. No credit cards required. Name and email only. Nobody else was willing to do that. ClickFunnels or Kajabi or Confusionsoft. You know what I mean? So
I love it.
all these other companies, they were not thinking about that, right? So you have to, when Groove came in, they did something disruptive, right? Outside the box. So now, guess what? You guys can become an affiliate with me if you go to groovewithcarlos.com, and every influencer that I mentor, guess what they did? Groove with their first name.com. So now they start sharing with all their friends, email list. And I made hundreds of thousands just by doing that, by giving people something for free that we all needed. And eventually they're going to be like, wow, this beats everybody's price in the market. Because it does cost $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 to have every software, the things that you will need to grow a real business. And Group was willing to give it to you for like $1,000 for a lifetime. Right now it might be $1,500. Forgot what they are charging nowadays. But but even if it's $1,500 for all these softwares, when you compare to everybody else, you're looking at paying $1,500 lifetime versus $10,000 a year in softwares. So it's stuff you have to think about the stuff that you have now, and what do you do, and how can you disrupt a particular niche? Oh, you are new. Don't get intimidated. Lisa and I, we were talking here before the show, and I was telling her about, when you're going to go speak at your local chambers or local, anywhere that you go, local network events, the way how you have to think about the pressure is not on you. The unknown person has the greatest leverage.
I love that.
They don't know you. They don't know your story. That's how I was able to disrupt a Oscars event that I spoke a while back, that I rolled up on a pink bicycle for a little girl with a sombrero and some bread on the back. And I threw bread on the celebrities. And I'm not going to tell you the rest of the story. But you see, guess what I just did right now? I start telling you something and you're like, well, hell no, you're not doing that. But guess what? Whenever I used to run a TV show and podcast show for years, and I trained people how to do that in the past, I no longer do that. And I would tell them, you always want to leave the audience wanting more. You want to always show up with so much value. You literally want to become a model with HBO, Showtime, Netflix, your favorite show, Cobra Kai. Shout out to Cobra Kai. I have a lot of friends that are on that show. And you want to model what they are doing.
The cliffhanger. You want to know the cliffhanger.
When the show is over, the episode 1, guess what happens? If you already know it, baby, that clock is running. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You cannot
go to the next show.
You cannot wait. So you are modeling success. Pay attention how the media are doing things, and you do the same thing, where now you become the channel, where you are HBO, you are Showtime, and don't even think, oh, Carlos, I cannot do that. No, you are a masterpiece, because you are a piece of the master, and you better believe it, my friend, because if a little boy can do it from the hood, from the barrios of Brazil, and survive, I know you can. And you and I know that you have a whole little more inside yourself that you can do it. And then you know Lisa, and you know me now. And you can reach out at any time. You can go on Carlos Inspire on Instagram and TikTok, and you can message. You already know the drill. It's so much more out there, but that's the thing, that nobody's willing to go the extra mile and help others for free as we are willing to do it. But the moment that you do that and you teach people the things that you used to charge for free, and you leave nothing left behind, that's when the magic happens. Because now, I don't care if somebody doesn't buy my book or doesn't, come get one of my affiliate programs that I help. I don't care if somebody doesn't reach out to me to help them with money. It's like, I'm not doing it. I'm doing it for me. It makes me happy. And that's the thing. You got to do it for you. You got to lift your heart. You know, if I die tomorrow between me and God, he knows it. I show up to blow up every day.
You show up.
You know what I mean, Lisa? You know, my greatest fear is, Lisa,
What's
is
that?
that knowing if I'm in an accident, I'm in an airplane or in a car accident, if I know I'm about to die, is talk to God at that time and say, did I had anything else left in the gas tank? That's my greatest fear. And because I live like that every single day, live every day as if it's your last day, my friend. Not, you don't have one more, you have one less. So every podcast, every interview, every TV show, every radio show and podcast show, and every conversation with my child, my spouse, my friends, the people that I mentor, my teams, my employees, is as if that was the last time. You bring the love, you bring the energy, you leave nothing behind. And I promise you, if you do that, I promise you, for somebody that faced poverty for several very, very long years and arduous decades, that now in the other side of the coin and is helping a lot of people around the world, I promise you, if you just do it and you apply the things that I teach and you follow Lisa and you follow myself, I promise you that your life will never be the change. As long as you never quit, because your competitors will, and I promise you they will. But if you don't quit, you will win. If you don't quit, you will win. You just go one more day, one more time, and you watch the magic happens.
Carlos Siqueira, you are so high energy. I'm so glad I reached out to you on LinkedIn. I know we're connected there. So where do you want our audience to find you? I know you mentioned TikTok and Instagram. Just drop the last.
Yes, I'm spending a lot of time there. I'm always here on LinkedIn, and then I spend a lot of time on TikTok and Instagram. I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers on TikTok now. So if you guys can follow me there on TikTok and Instagram, super easy. Carlos Inspire, Carlos, and then INSPIRE on both platforms. Go in the messenger, say hi. I'm over there DMing and with my people all the time. I don't like robots and none of that stuff. You got to be personal. Too many people have robots nowadays. If I don't reply right away, it's because we have a lot of videos there going viral now, which I'm super grateful to God, because I am putting contents, teaching people what nobody else is willing to teach for free. And, you know what I mean? For everybody that's listening to us here, you know, if you guys anybody that's interested in learning what the governments and the system doesn't want you to learn, you can actually go to one of my sites, disruptorscode.com, and then get on my calendar, and I can show you guys a few powerful things over a 30-minute session that rich people pay like 20 grand an hour to learn. And I would love to help you guys out anywhere within the US continent. For now, all 50 states, we're able to help people become the bank and do the stuff that the richest people are doing and nobody's willing to teach.
Disruptorscode.com?
Disruptorscode.com.
Thank you, Carlos, for being an awesome guest.
My pleasure.
Thanks for coming to WholeCEO with Lisa G. After over 20 years helping people lose weight and get fit, I'm so excited to announce that I found the missing link with my coaching. Message me if you want to learn how to look better, feel better, and go faster with a master. Lisa G at lisagfit.com.